starting from the perception that we are no better than others, these others with whom we have to do. It is a basic truth, and I'm open to us debating it, that fundamentally, as human beings, we are no different from one another. Yes, circumstances and opportunity may have shaped us into the beings that we are, but fundamentally, all human beings are weak and capable of exhibiting certain degenerate tendencies. Now on to the final chapter of the journey of humility, and here we're going to be looking at humility and teachableness, humility and patience, because after all, it's a journey and requires these attributes. Now, a humble person is known by the following traits. Just like a proud person is known by the way they exhibit themselves, the way they carry themselves, the way they perceive themselves first and foremost, and the way that perception shapes the way they relate to others. So, starting from the perception that we are no better than others, these others with whom we have to do. It is a basic truth, and I'm open to us debating it, that fundamentally, as human beings, we are no different from one another. Yes, circumstances and opportunity may have shaped us into the beings that we are, but fundamentally, all human beings are weak and capable of exhibiting certain degenerate tendencies. So a humble person, appreciating these truths, would necessarily comport themselves in relation to others with certain traits of compassion, understanding, empathy, and so forth. Now, we may not necessarily start with those traits, but as we grow in our relationship with others and in the truth, we would hopefully discipline ourselves to walk in these traits. One reflection that helps in shaping this outlook, this humble outlook, is a reflection on aging, the aging process. Now, when we look at ourselves, we would observe that we're no longer the robust, as time goes on, that is, no longer as robust as we once were. We notice the aging process affecting us, here a little, there a little. We see ourselves slowing down and being a little more fragile in certain areas. Now, of course, I know exercise and how we look after ourselves can slow down that process, but nevertheless, it is an inevitable state of things. This observation hopefully should keep us humble, because it makes us aware that even though we may be youthful now and feeling vulnerable to that aging process, that we will get there in the end if we live long enough. So let that perception, let that reflection help us to walk humbly in our relationship with others and in the way we perceive life and ourselves. And with that, I leave us as we continue on this journey of life, and hopefully humility, as we grow in graciousness and understanding towards ourselves and towards others. Thank you for listening. My name is Ekene, and you've been watching this week's series on the journey of humility on the couch. Have a great weekend.